Back live with you for the junior final here just a few hundred kilometres south of the Arctic Circle in the very north of the European continent. The Power Park circuit here at ALAHARMA in Finland. The sun has come out to shine as we get ready for our second final of the afternoon. It's the junior final. It is the fourth of their 5 rounds for 2017. They will conclude in 7 days' time at Kristianstad in Sweden, just over the border. Ironically, it is the driver who has come from the furthest part of the planet to race here this weekend, who will line up on pole position. He also qualified fastest. I'm talking about the Australian Jumping Jack Doohan. Fastest qualifier, 3 heat wins from 4 starts, and starts this one in a few moments' time from pole position. We spoke to Jack not only about this weekend, but his experience racing in the CIK FIA European Championships here in Finland. Jack Doohan, the fastest qualifier, 2 heat wins. It's looking good for the final.
Yeah, it's been pretty good to start to the weekend. Still got a lot to push because still Harry Thompson, Johnny Aiken, still really fast, so we can't just say, all right, together we finish the race. But the team and I have been working really hard to get a result lately. Had some up and downs, but it's looking good so far for this weekend.
Jack, how hard is it coming from another part of the world, be it Australia, South America or whatever, to come to Europe and race at this level?
Well, it's a big step for me. I really didn't know how hard it was going to be. But moving the family as well to south of France, it's been a really big deal. As Dad's never really in one place, so it doesn't really bother him. But then my mum having to move over as well from all her family in Australia, it's been a really big step.
And what about racing here in Finland? The track looks amazing.
Yeah, the track's really good. I don't know about the weather though. It's been a bit up and down, wet or dry, always taking both karts up. It looks really green, so that means there's a lot of rain around, but it's always sunny or cloudy. It's a pretty nice place. The power park is an awesome atmosphere to the track as well. So yeah, overall, it's a nice place as long as it stays dry.
Jack Doohan, fastest qualifier, Ricky Flynn Motorsport team driver. Best of luck racing here this afternoon in Finland.
Thank you very much.
Jumping Jack Doohan will start this one from pole position. He mentioned the weather because throughout the week it has been, well, let's put it politely, inclement. But look, it's a beautiful sunny day. Jack, it's almost as good as the Gold Coast. Well, maybe not. It's still going to be raced on a dry track. We have no rain forecast for the rest of the afternoon. A few clouds which are dissipating and a top temperature of 18 degrees, which I'm told for this part of the planet is actually pretty good. 4th round of the Junior Championship. Of course, last time out it was the German O'Neill Muth for the Zanardi Kart team who took the win at the legendary Le Mans circuit in France. The championship is being led by Johnny the Englishman Edgar on 61 points. He starts this one on the 2nd row of the grid. Second in the series is indeed Muth, who has not had a good run here this weekend so far. Still 1 round to recover for all these drivers, in fact, when we race at Kristianstad in Sweden in 7 days' time, just over the border. In fact, a little bit of history. If we go back to the year 1250 through to 1809, which is only, 108 years ago, 208 years ago, I'm sorry, Finland was actually part of Sweden. So I'm told. Controversial subject. I'm also told that as well. Before Finland announced independence, or declared independence from the Russian Empire in 1917, and indeed this weekend, it is 100 years of independence for this amazing nation, which has got a long history of producing some very talented racing drivers. And when they have circuits like this, it's no wonder why. To be honest, many of the circuits around the world, after a while, they just resemble a strip of bitumen. Not this one. This The Power Park circuit in ALAHARMA is absolutely spectacular. It has everything. What's it like to go on board? What's it like to take a lap? Let's find out. What a track, what a ride. You were just on board with the boy from Brazil, Caio Colette, around the Power Park circuit here in ALAHARMA. The elevation changes here are incredible. You saw under the bridge there is actually a chicane, and they exit from under the bridge touching near on 120 k's an hour before they come up over the blind rise into the right-hander. This circuit has it all. Host venue for a round of the 2002 World Super 8 Championships. The event that day was won by Ronnie Quintarelli, who has gone on to forge a successful career racing Super GT and Formula Nippon in Japan, and will join us for the KZ World Championships in September 10 at Wackersdorf in Germany. Twice runner-up in the World Championship, Ronnie Quintarelli, maybe a professional, well-paid driver in Japan, but he wants to win the world title. He will race for the Birrell Art team in 2 months' time in Germany. He won here, as I said, 15 years ago, and a year later we had the European Championships. That was a long time back. It's been a long time, but we're delighted to be back here in this beautiful part of the world. ALAHARMA in Sweden, the Power Park circuit. Let's have another look at this amazing part of northern Finland. Kiitos Suomi. Thank you, Finland, for hosting us this weekend and for providing us. Special thanks also should be given to Mr. Jorma Lilbaka for building this amazing circuit. Originally known as the Mikasalo circuit, as I said, hosted the World Championships in 2002, the Euro Champs in 2003, and we are back in 2017 for the penultimate round. The sun has come out to shine. You can see the amusement park in the background, an amazing place. One of the best tourist spots in Finland, indeed in Northern Europe. You'll forgive the cliche, and I'll say it again throughout the afternoon. The best roller coaster, though, is right here, the 1,326 metre racetrack that is the Power Park circuit. Well, the junior race will be getting underway in a few moments' time. We already heard from the pole sitter, Jack Doohan, 5th last time out at Le Mans. That race was won by O'Neill Muth. Karts are on the grid. Well, Ricky Flynn Motorsport, front row. outside of row number 1 is Harry Thompson. Could well take the victory here this afternoon. Second row of the grid to the left of screen. Johnny the Englishman Edgar for Jamie Croxford's Forza Racing team. Remember, Johnny won first time out at Sarno in Italy. Leads the championship with this race and 1 round remaining in 7 days' time at Kristianstad in Sweden. You can see the crowd building here in the magnificent football stadium style grandstands on the start-finish straight and at the exit of turn number 1. A great crowd to see the junior final burst into life in just a moment. The green flag flies. The 125cc OK direct drive junior karts are pushed into life. There is Doohan, 214, his teammate 215, Harry Thompson. Ilya Morozov, the Russian in 202 for Ward Racing on the second row of the grid, alongside the championship leader, Johnny the Englishman Edgar. Jose Maria Boya, the VDK Racing alongside Hattori and David for Zanardi Kart. All Swedish fourth row of the grid, Dino Boganovic and Victor Gustafsson. The first Finn is Nicholas Pirtalati in the Cosmic. And then from London, Christopher Lullum, Marcelia and Gabriel Bortoletto. And it's Maloney from Barbados alongside Rasmus Yutsimis, Sagrera, Hannes, Roman Stanek, Charles Martinez, Salmenuato, and Mattia Michelotto, winner of the round in Spain. Francesco Pizzi, and then the wee Scott Dexter Patterson, Frederick Hickenberg, Jules Medital, Sarjavik, Crescenti, Mattias Torreggiani, Polaron from nearby Estonia, Leonardo Bizzotto, Manding, Janice Civico, and Luigi Coluccio. A long way back on the grid, Matthias Salonen, and look who occupies the last spot on the grid, O'Neill Muth. Remember, the German won last time out in Le Mans. How hard is it to win here in the CIK OKJ European Junior Championship? Last round's winner has just scraped into the final in the 207 Zanardi kart. All Ricky Flynn Motorsport, all Commonwealth front row of the grid with the Australian and the Brit. 214 and 215. This is the far part of the circuit. This is a 21-lap final, and we are just about ready to go green here in the sunshine this afternoon in northern Finland. Stand by for this one. Doohan v Thompson, Australia v England. Ricky Flynn Motorsport dominate the front row of the grid, but we'll go round one more time. The tension is rising here at ALAHARMA. Will the RFM drivers walk away with this one? What will Edgar have to say? Oh, look further back in the field, an incident on the roll-up laps. At the exit of turn number 1, 2 karts have come to grief before we've even gone green. Jules Metatal and Paul Aron, the Estonian, have come together on the formation lap. Oh, the French driver and Paul Aron. I won't say it's not a good start for them because they haven't even taken the start. Metatal and Aron attempting to restart, but they will have to rejoin if they can at the back of the field. Let's try it one more time. Doohan v Thompson here in the sunshine of Finland. Again, one more formation lap. Breathing space for Metatal and Aron. Right about here, 1 lap ago, they came to grief. The yellow flag is still out. And they haven't been able to restart. We've also lost the Finn, Matthias Salonen. So Jules Metatal from France, Paul Aron from just over the border, just over the sea in Estonia. And from here in Finland, Matthias Salonen, they have all retired before we've even gone green. From 34, we're down to 31 starters already. Will this play on the mind of the pole sitter Doohan? Edgar Super experienced is the young Englishman from the Lakes District in the north of the country. Team manager Jamie Croxford watches on from the pit wall. His boy leads the championship. He starts out of grid number 3, the third formation lap. This is very, very unusual in CIK International Racing. This time we go green. Doohan leads into turn 1. Thompson slots into second spot. And Edgar, the Englishman, is in third. Carts have come together at the exit of the first corner. The yellow flag is out. We'll try and pick up who that was involved in that as they come up over the bridge for the first time. Doohan leads from Thompson, Edgar. Boyer, it looks like, has made a great start in the VDK Racing entry. Up into fourth spot. A good start also by Victor Gustafsson, the Swede. That was Pirtilahti and Dexter Patterson involved in that first corner melee. A long way back as Edgar and Thompson, the two Brits, try and work together as Doohan already puts 0.3 of a second on the rest of the field. So the order is Jumping Jack from Harry Thompson, Johnny Edgar, Boyer in the VDK Racing entry. There is the Spaniard in P4 from Morozov, David Beganovic and Gustafsson. The Swedes running 7 and 8. Lallum and Marcellia rounds out the 10. Under the bridge they go at tremendous speed here in Finland. Doohan from Thompson. Edgar is going to get a good run on his countryman, the Esprit chassis. On the FA kart, you can see the mechanics frantic on the pit wall. Edgar had a think about making the move, but Thompson went very deep under brakes and actually ran wide on the exit. Has to cut over the ripple strip, unsettles the kart somewhat slightly. They close in on the back of Doohan. Into the velodrome curve. Massive G-forces that our pitches, as good as they are, don't do justice. They come up under the bridge, exiting at 120 k's an hour. Thompson is close to the back of Jumping Jack. Edgar watches on in P3. And how about Jose Boyer for the Belgian VDK Racing team? Remember, they are the reigning junior world champions with Victor Martins from 2016. Thompson right on the back of the Australian. Ricky Flynn Motorsport from England running 1 and 2. They get airborne over the ripple strip. There's Morozov holding down P5 up the inside. Edgar and Thompson, the two Brits go side by side and change positions. Edgar splits the Ricky Flynn Motorsport karts. Edgar, the championship leader, now up into second. Boyer, he wants a piece of Thompson, tries to go down the inside. Can't quite do it into the right-left. Up the far part of the circuit. That gives Doohan the slightest bit of breathing space. Boyer almost ran into the back of Thompson as Morozov gets ever closer in P5. Hadrian David, the Spaniard, the French driver I should say, that lives in Spain. He's in P6 in the Zanardi Cup, the team that won last time out at Le Mans. Thompson, rallycross style, airborne over the ripple strips. Edgar is closing in on the back of Doohan already. He's left Thompson behind into the velodrome corner. Bangs like a NASCAR oval here in Finland. Under the bridge they go. Absolutely sensational speed. David Beganovic, Gustafsson, Marcellia, and Maloney. Zane from Barbados in the Caribbean rounds out the 10. Here we go to complete lap number 5. And unfortunately, Roman Stanek joins the likes of Pirtilahti, Metatal, Aron and Salonen as retirements in this race. A brilliant start from the back of the grid, meanwhile, from O'Neill Muth. He's up into 17th from grid number 34. Look at Edgar, though, over the back of the race leader, Doohan. Surely O'Neill Muth, he's passed 17 karts in 5 laps. Can he get involved in this dice with the leaders? He's driven a superb race, as has Luigi Coluccio from the back of the grid. He's up into 20th. Doohan leads them across the line. It is Edgar, then Thompson, RFM karts 1 and 3. The VDK Racing entry of Boyers in fourth. Morozov. David is getting ever so closer in the Zanardi kart. The two Swedes, Bogdanovic, Gustafsson. The best passing opportunity of the circuit right there. And the positions don't change. The yellow flag is out. You just got a glimpse in the background. In fact, the race has been red flagged. We have a double waved yellow and we are seeing... No, my apologies, just the local yellow. Apologies, just the local yellow for that incident. The track has been cleared. As they come up to the part of the circuit where the incident was, no passing into there. So the track does stay green. There is that incident. Let's see who's that involved. It is involved, we believe, Chivico, Kickenborg, Sariavi and Torreggiani. Indeed, we just saw Matthias stepping away out of that kart. So the race does stay green. A nervous moment there for the race leader, Doohan. Edgar actually probably gave the Englishman some breathing space. Look how close he is now to the back of the Australian. The race stays green. This is 1/3 race distance. RFM karts running 1 and 3. British drivers, 2nd and 3rd. The yellow flag has been withdrawn. We are back to full green racing conditions here in Finland. So Doohan gets back on it. 1/10 of a second over Edgar. Thompson, Morozov. David is up into 5th spot. Boyer has dropped back to 7th. Gustafsson, the Swedes in position 6. Edgar is just shadowing Jack. He's so close coming out of the bridge, but there's nowhere to pass. The far part of the circuit, kart starting to litter the track. Sagrera, the Spaniard, is also a retirement, as is Chivico, as is Mattia Michelotto. The Italian who won in Spain is out. Edgar, can he make the move? Doohan does just enough to hold off the Englishman. Thompson in P3, over the ripple strips they go. Morozov, can the racing Russian get up onto the podium? Here they go across the bridge into the velodrome. Doohan down the middle of the track, closes the door. No opportunity that time for Edgar. Watch the Englishman up under the bridge. He's super close to the back of the young Australian. Nowhere to pass one more time. Edgar is lining him up. He's got superb speed in that Forza Racing Express kart. Edgar with the TM power plant, Doohan with the Vortex. Into turn number 1, Doohan puts the kart in the middle of the track. Again, Edgar cannot get by. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Doohan, Edgar, Thompson, Morozov and David. The Frenchman now getting close to the back of this battle. Can the Zanardi kart team win twice in a row? Again, Doohan puts that RFM kart in the middle of the circuit. Looking at the biggest win of his career, but he has to hold on for another 11 laps. Edgar down the inside. Can't do it. This is half race distance, right about there. A flying lap with an average speed of just under 100 k's an hour. Again, Doohan puts the kart in the middle of the circuit. Edgar just shadows him. David, Adrien David, the Frenchman, lives in Barcelona these days. Dual nationality. Zanardi kart team driver, has been on the podium in the Euro Champs, runs in P5 and he's looking at a podium this afternoon if he can just move up 2 places. Watch Edgar under the bridge. He closes up with tremendous speed down the inside. Can he make the move? Oh, they almost come to grief. He got super close to the back of the Australian. I think they may have touched. Doohan looks behind him. He'll be able to hear the TM engine of Edgar before he sees him. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and Gustafsson in P6. Getting into this battle as the Russian Morozov goes down the inside. Thompson back in 4th. David in the Zanardi kart in P5. What a race we've got going here in Finland. David down the inside. Thompson's back to 5. The driver from London looking at the lead. He's now off the podium. Edgar has not let Doohan get away 1 inch. He's super quick under the bridge. Will he make a move into the right-hander? Again, there's no space. the Forza Racing team pilot. This is awesome stuff here in ALAHARMA, northern Finland. Doing under supreme pressure from the Englishman Edgar, the championship leader. This is nail-biting stuff down the inside. There's no space down into turn number 1 and 2. Like the corkscrew at Laguna Seca at the exit of turn number 1 over the ripple strip, Doohan slides under brakes in spectacular fashion up over the bridge. Edgar shadowing him. He's so fast out of the velodrome, is Edgar. Under the bridge, Doohan puts it in the middle of the circuit. Edgar up the inside, I think he's got him. They're side by side. Edgar, the Englishman, goes through to take the lead. Oh, can Doohan respond? He's withstood the pressure for the best part of 14 laps. The driver who has dominated this weekend is now in second spot. And if he's not careful, he will come under pressure from the racing Russian Ilya Morozov. Edgar over the ripple strip. Doohan does likewise. All 4 wheels of that Ricky Flynn Motorsport kart off the ground. Speaking of RFM, Thompson still back in P5. Morozov's on the podium under pressure from the Frenchman, Hadrien David. Edgar, he was so fast coming out of the bridge. Meanwhile, Doohan, he's done likewise. He said, if you pass me there, Johnny, I'll do the same to you next time round. He closes up on the back of the Xpree kart from Forza Racing. The 2 British teams watch Doohan into turn number 1. He won't think twice if he gets half a chance. Edgar closes the door. This is awesome stuff here in Finland. Gustafsson and Maloney, they're hounding him on the back of this battle. Up the inside goes Jumping Jack. The Englishman Edgar back into second. What a race we've got going. The European Championships here in Finland. The racing Russian Morozov's in third spot and closing in hard. Let's take a look at the replay down the inside. Textbook move. Jumping Jack versus Johnny the Englishman. The Commonwealth cousins trade positions, but they're both under pressure now from the Russian Ilya Morozov for Ward Racing. Just 5 laps to go. What a race we've got going at the most spectacular circuit on the planet. Over the ripple strip, the Forza Racing team pilot. Doohan puts it down the middle of the circuit, up over the bridge. Puts it in the middle of the track into the velodrome. Under the bridge now, this is where Edgar's so fast. But he puts a Vega tyre out on the ripple strip. It's been a long time since we've heard the Australian national anthem, and I'm being sincere in saying this. We have to go back, I think, to James Courtney, who was world champion in 1997, also junior world champion in 1995. Ben Horseman, of course, winning the Monaco Kart Cup a couple of times. We go back to the early 90s when John Target won in Marienburg. That was more than a quarter of a century ago. Of course, we heard the Australian national anthem for Jack's father, Nick, plenty of times in MotoGP and 500cc circles. We've heard the English national anthem plenty of times, and we may just hear it again in 3 laps' time because the Englishman Edgar has got past Doohan one more time. Or will it be the Russian national anthem? Morozov is all over the back of Doohan. This is an awesome race with 3 laps now to go here in Finland. Edgar, Doohan, Morozov, Edgar runs wide. Sorry, Doohan runs wide. Edgar skips away, a slight error there from Jack. Look at the gap there from the Englishman Edgar. He won in Naples. He's the championship leader. And now at the critical stage of the race with 2 laps to go, he's got a lead of 0.6 of a second. That has cost Doohan. Can he close in though? It is easier to chase than it is to lead. Well, we hear the English national anthem, God Save the Queen, in 2 laps' time. Unless Doohan, or indeed Morozov, can do something spectacular, it would seem so. Morozov had a look at the back of Jumping Jack. He wasn't close enough. Thompson, meanwhile, he's back in 4th spot, having got past David. Then it's Maloney, Gustafsson, Marcella, Boyer, and the sweet Beganovic rounds out the 10. 2 laps now remain here in Finland. What an amazing race. The final step of the podium, they're not going to catch Edgar, they're having their own race. Doohan and Morozov. The gap is 0.5 of a second between the Englishman, the Australian, and then the Russian, then another Brit in Harry Thompson. The gap, let's check it for you. It's out to 0.6 of a second. This is the final lap. Surely they are too far back. Again, Doohan can't get the traction out of turn number 1. He's dominated all weekend. Fastest qualifier, 3 heat wins out of 4. Pole sitter for the final. He's under severe pressure just to stay on the podium. Harry Thompson, down the inside. Doohan's off the podium. And he's lost his nose cone as well. Thompson, his RFM teammate, has got past him. Doohan, after dominating the weekend, is back in P4. The checkered flag comes out, meanwhile, for the championship leader. Johnny the Englishman, Edgar, all class, has won the most spectacular race here in Finland. Morozov second. Here comes Harry. Thompson has finished third. Wow, what a race you have just seen live here on CIKFIA.tv. Doohan Commiserations has finished in 4th, 1 step off the podium. The most nail-biting, spectacular junior race at the most amazing racetrack on the planet, arguably here at the Power Park Circuit, ALAHARMA in Finland. The championship leader, all class. As we take a look at a replay of the race, the highlights, Doohan from pole position did everything right. He led down into turn number 1, he withstood the pressure. We had a couple of karts running wide. We had 3 karts didn't even get to the green, involving Aron, Salonen and Metatal, remember? In fact, just 22 karts off the original 34 starters finishing. Doohan withstood the pressure, but Edgar, how cool was the Englishman? He waited until lap number 14. And when the time was right, he picked his moment, which was right there, and drove past Doohan. Doohan did respond though. He retook the lead. And for a moment, it looked as though he would have a perfect weekend with this super aggressive, super cool move coming up over the bridge. Edgar didn't panic, followed him into the velodrome, had a brilliant run under the bridge and down the inside. The Forza Racing team driver retook the lead and from there went on to take a sensational win. From there, it all went wrong for Jumping Jack. Down the inside goes the racing Russian, Ilya Morozov, into the velodrome. He took second place, and Harry Thompson across the line in P3. What a race, what a drive you have seen live here on CIKFIA.tv. Johnny the Englishman Edgar has taken another win in the European Championships. He is now certainly the championship favourite going into the final round in Sweden, Kristianstad, in 7 days' time. Morozov from Russia finishes in second, and Harry Thompson, the Englishman, ensures that there will be 2 Union Jacks displayed on the podium in a few moments' time. Commiserations for Doohan. He did everything right all weekend, 1 step off. Then it was David. Good drive from the Swede Gustafsson. He was 6th. Marcellia, Maloney, Boyer, and another Swedish driver, Boganovic, rounds out the 10. Well, if he wasn't favourite coming into this weekend in Finland, he certainly is now. For Forza Racing, he has won again. The Esprit, powered by the TM. We will see young Johnny again on the top step of the podium in a few moments. You are watching live the 5th event of the CIKFIA European Championships, live from the Power Park Circuit here in ALAHARMA, northwest Finland, just a few hundred miles from the Arctic Circle. That is the screen. In a few moments, we will go live to the podium presentations here in Finland. Stay with us, back in just a few moments. About to get underway with our podium presentations. What a spectacular race here in Finland. Another amazing display from these junior drivers, the best junior racing drivers on the planet. If we didn't have a championship favourite before coming into Finland, we certainly do now. Edgar has extended his leads. Commiserations for Duan, finishing one step off the podium. We're about to get underway with the podium presentation for the junior race. Of course, 7 days' time, we'll be at Kristianstad in Sweden for the championship decided just over the border. Ladies and gentlemen, the junior final. In third place from Great Britain for Ricky Flynn Motorsport. Let's hear it for Harry Thompson. Second place, the racing Russian Ilya Morozov. As I said, if we didn't have a championship favourite coming into the final, we certainly do now. He has won again. Let's hear it for the winner here in Finland, Johnny, the Englishman, Edgar! And representing the winning team, Forza Racing, Jamie Croxford. As we stand by for the national anthem of Great Britain. Would like to call on Mr. Juhani Pakkari, President of the ASN of Finland, to present the third place trophy to Harry Thompson. Mr. Jorma Lilbaka, owner of the magnificent Power Park circuit here in ALAHARMA, to present the second place trophy to Ilya Morozov. And Mr. Kees Vandergrint, CIK FIA Vice President, again to present the winning trophy to Johnny Edgar. And with great pleasure, we'd like to invite Mr. Thomas Heikkinen, WRX driver and Flying Fin 100 star, to present the winning team's trophy to Jamie Croxford of Forza Racing. As the girls step in to present the flowers to third place Harry, second place Ilya, and the winner Johnny Edgar. As we stand by for the champagne. Girls also to make the special presentation of the Avion Milano timepiece and the Panta Fuel voucher to Harry, Ilya and Johnny. As we step in for a quick word with our podium place getters. Firstly, third place, Harry Thompson. Harry, I have to ask you, what happened on the closing few laps there to finally get past Jack?
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of a collision between Ilya and Jack, but I just managed to slip by Jack and claim the podium.
Congratulations on another podium here today, Harry. Well done, mate. Ilya Morozov, what a move into the velodrome to take second place. Congratulations.
Thank you. I thought he go inside, but he go outside, and I tried to pass him. I made it.
The move of the weekend so far, and it's put you up on the podium. Congratulations, Ilya Morozov. Johnny, again, you're now leading the championship. What a win. How do you feel?
I'm very happy. How we had the kart today, it was really hard to overtake, but once I got into the lead, it was very fast.
You actually followed Jack for the first 13 or 14th laps. Nothing silly. You just waited and waited. Very fast coming under the bridge, and that's where you took your opportunity.
Yeah, that's the only place I could overtake, and that's probably one of the most hardest places to overtake. Like, you could easily crash, and because of the championship, I didn't want to risk it, but I had to do it eventually. I'd just like to thank Forza Motorsport, my mechanic Chavi, GFR Engines, my family, and everyone else that's helped me.
Congratulations, Johnny. Our podium here this afternoon, Harry Thompson from Great Britain, Ilya Morozov from Russia, and the winner again, Johnny, the Englishman, Edgar. Stay with us live on CIKFIA.tv, the Senior OK Final in just a few moments.